Hello and welcome. This week's episode of the informative developmental program, Zimbabwe, the Awakening Giant, comes to you from the Midlands province capital, Gweru, where our team visited an SME that is in the construction industry. The directors of this organization decided to register and run a construction company after seeing opportunities that presented themselves through the shortcomings of their former bosses in the real estate business where they used to be employed. We caught up with Enoch Chidanika at his base in Gweru and started by asking him to give us a brief on what drove him into the construction industry.
Chakaita kuti ndive ne drive yekupinda mu construction industry. It was through my clients which I was assisting as an agent for some of the real estate companies. We had clients and referring them to some certain contractors who were in the construction industry. But then what motivated me to get into construction yanga iri nyaya yekuti my clients and I refer kuma contractors of different companies vaidzoka kwandiri vachichema nokuda kwekusapiwa ma services anovagutsa. Usually my contractors or my construction companies and I refer my clients angu vaitra substandard job. Then through that I had a drive to say, why can't I be a contractor, or why can't I register a construction company and also enter into construction industry?
As gender equality gains momentum in Zimbabwe, more and more females now find themselves in the construction industry, and with them they are bringing reliability, trust and an aura that has beauty written all over the work they produce. At the Midlands Best Company, we spoke to Nyasha Chidanika, who is the managing director, and we asked her who their target clients are.
Target yedu yangere kubetsera munhu wese. Either kuti anogara muno muZimbabwe or outside the country, as long as stand yake muno muZimbabwe tomubetsera. Target yedu yangere yekuti even munhu anogara kuSouth Africa or anana Botswana anogona kutitumira mari yake depending netizvonada kuti timitire basa ripi. Sometimes vanogona kutangira pamaplans votumira mari yavo then tovacheresera kutovaka zvese. Even vari muno muZimbabwe togona kungovabetserawo. Vamwe vanogona kunge varipo paground basa ravo richiitwa, but vamwewo maclients edu anogona kunge asipo, vanotitrustao kuti basa ravo tinovaitira zvakanaka and hasati ambowana macomplaints acho. Mabasa edu ari kudowanda evanhu vari kutipa mabasa avo tichivashandira vasipo paground.
As the Zimbabwean economy takes a new turn, it now calls on all entrepreneurs to be creative and come up with tailor-made programs or products to suit their clients. And the construction company from Gweru has taken advantage of the need for housing by all groups within our society and come up with packages to fit everyone from the low-income earners up to the richest.
We have got different schemes for clients. Tine atinoti formal ne informal clients atinenge tinavo. Zvinoreva kuti pane vamwe vanenge vari low income earners. Vakadaro tinovagadzirira scheme yavo yekuti vanogona isu tinovaitira basa. Then ivo vanenge vachibhadhara pamwedzi. Zvosiyana nema high earners bekuti tinovati pay 50% deposit before we start your job. Then the balance to be paid maringe nekufamba kwatinenge tichiita pabasa rake as per agreement yatinenge taitirana neclient. Basically what we do is we give advice to our clients. For instance, tinoita client, if the client approaches us, what we ask for is the plan. Do you have the plan? Kana client is in a plan, we then tell the client that we are also into plan designing. Meaning to say, we can start from doing the plan and we can give advice according to the stand size or whatever the task irikuda kuitwa pabasa reclient. Then tunomudrawera plan yake. After that, after plan designing atipereri papo, we also assist the client to make sure his or her plan has been approved before we start the job.
As an SME in the construction industry, Enoch's company is contributing to the growth of the national economy through infrastructure development and employment creation, both within their organization and downstream.
Our contribution to the economy is so high, I can say. Allow me to say so. Why am I saying that? Mukatarira kuburikidza nema clients atinenge tichiwana tichiva motivator kuvavakira, they will be ending up promoting our economy, whereby rate of construction inenge iri kukwira, tiri kugona kuenda kuma hardways, tichitenga ma materials. We also, by so doing, economy yenyika inenge ichikwira, tichibva ipapo ma clients edu ndingangoti pa economy takataurana neeconomy, tinozotarirawo side rekuti kana infrastructure ikawanda, then zvinorevawo kuti economy yenyika inenge ichisetla, whereby panozowanikwa kuti ma-rates nema-rentals zvese izvo zvinenge zvichibhadhara kuma different areas zvinopromota economy. And also tiri kuzobatsira kucreate a high rate of employment to those who are not employed.
Our economy may be going through some of the worst times, but tough business people are made during these hard times, as they have an eye for opportunities that enable them to turn negatives into positives, as we have seen Enoch and company do in the first part of our program. We take a short commercial break. When we return, we look further at how the construction industry can make a huge contribution to the betterment of the lives of Zimbabweans. Welcome back. This is the second part of this week's edition of your favorite informative program. And today we highlight how a Midlands province-based company has seen huge opportunities in the construction sector and is now providing a deserved service for individuals and corporates alike. The coming on board in the construction sector of this organization has created opportunities for various other players, and we spoke to the Secretary General of the Zimbabwe Chamber of SMEs, Rapson Hove, to find out how these new players are coping with the demands of the industry.
Basically, the young, energetic entrepreneurs, they are doing well, and that's the only gap which we feel they can grow their own businesses. You know, in Gweru, especially in Gweru, there is whereby we can say that is a clean town, a town of progressing, where I haven't found anything like wooden shelters in Gweru. They are doing well, they are producing well, and they stick to the regulatory mandate. So we feel they are doing well. According to this young energetic, he has already found a gap, where that gap people think Siski will come again. They are no longer Siskis as of now. So that's creation of an opportunity.
Munofuka kuti mabuilding akazara muno anga wari mabasa akatoendesa vana kuchikoro. Nyika ino mabuildings edu akatochinja, tikaona high rise buildings tichibatsirwa nemaSMEs.
Yeah, nyika yes. Even my local authorities, they are trying to re-engage in every town, because vanhu vanga vachiputsirwa vachinzi apa pane temporary structures. We are no longer interested to have temporary. We want state-of-art infrastructure, state-of-art complexes in this country. So we are opening doors for construction sector. So they should be ready and pull up their socks so that they can start progressing. We have managed even to negotiate with local authorities. So they have taken our proposals, and some proposals have already considered. I think you have realized that even the minister indicated that the budget is now on, so that those who are starting progressing in terms of construction, they should have to start now, so that the SMEs should have the provisions of workspaces. So business is on for construction sectors, but compliance is not a choice. It's a requirement. It is not a choice. We urge SMEs in the construction sector to comply with the regulation of the law, so that demolitions and so on will never be done again.
What should one do so that he himself is compliant before he even starts building someone's structure? In terms of register company yake, paying his taxes, registering his people with NASA and stuff like that. What is it that you urge your constituents to do?
Basically, it is a simple mathematics to comply with the law. Registration or the transition from informality to formality, it is a process. But as of now, the current government is saying it's not a process, it's a requirement. So registering a company that can take at least 7 working days online is very simple. Then the other issue is, if you are on the construction sector, you should also have to meet the requirements in terms of state procurement or procurement authority of Zimbabwe, and even the local government registration. So you should have those documents and the tax clearance. It's a mandate. It's not a choice whereby you can choose to have this and that. I also urge SMEs not to ignore the issue of registering with NASA. They will come such time you will require, after any accident, you require that NASA. So it's a requirement whereby somebody should meet. So I urge all SMEs to comply with the regulation of the land. In the construction sector, there is an opportunity, because if you can create a value chain, my suppliers are now trikutora from the source. Ukatarisa Midlands so far taanema 2 cement companies. My products, my quality cement products, whereby somebody can start even brick molding. Unopurisa my quality products. So the value chain will also assist the development and the speed processing of the construction, rather than previously when we no chaga cement yacho womboshaiwa zvombomisa project. Yes, no merit na devolution yako land itagara tinayo iri open inoda developiwa iripo vakaenda kuchikoro muzvikoro zvedu izvozvo vanofunga vakadzidza varipo, saka hapana problem yekuti tingamiswa as of now. But iko zvino titi takamiswa ne-COVID-19, but as of now takudzokera mabasa because taka open industry. Saka pakudzokera kwedu kumabasa chinongodiwa i-compliance. Ndio yatikufosedzera ma SMEs comply to the regulation. Asi business really open for my construction sectors. Zvakwaari kuita usimbe, asi basa rizere. Zviri kwatiri kurega. Tichingoramba tichingochema zvedu. Kuchema, mekudada chirokoti mamwe maZimbabwenzi vakajaira kukikiwa kuti vanodada zvekupiwa, ndo mukana uripo. I once attended a meeting ye-devolution kugwera. Ndopanda kuona kuti zvidai zvakagara zvakaitwa kudhara. Timbori hawo pa province. Pane kuti ungodzi mangoiswa mudanga rimwe vopuwa ndiwo vanenge vari kuharara. Saka ndo mukana wati kuona kuti vakomana ava vakati vatatu kana vana vachida so vanogona kusumudzira kana nyika.
The construction company has been built on solid professional grounds, is a registered entity which has formalized its operations, and now they have provided a huge sigh of relief to those studying in the construction field as they provide internship for students from institutions of higher learning.
As long as any program inoenderana neconstruction, tikutora vanhu kuti vauye kuzoita maattachment, tikungotora vanhu kuti vauye vabetserekane vadzidziwo. Kana taonawo mukana kuti zvoni tiemploy, totorawo pavanhu vaive vatenderera sei taitisa maattachment.
Ko pane vakapedza chikoro kudhara vanenge mabhirida maartisanal workers vekuti munhu akangogara nje kumba, munovabatsirawo here neemployment kana kuti mukungoda vane chikoro vekuti hamavabhadhari mari dzakawanda?
Takaona basa redu rawanda, taona neikonomi yedu zvairi, vanhu hobho vakadzidza vari kumba vana mabasa. Saka tinomboita time yekuti zvona mabasa edu anombowanda tombosvika pakutora. Kune vanhu vaive vanenge vakapedza vakagara kumba, togona kuvatora tova assessa maybe for 3 days. Tichionawo zvichiwa kuti zvodi vanhu ava vanorigona basa ravo here, hatingotore munhu nje vatotanga tatombomuassessa. Kana taona achigona basa rake, then kana pane mukana kuti tiemploy, then tobva tavaemploy.
The Secretary General of the Zimbabwe Chamber of SMEs has stood by his constituency in the construction sector of our economy, and those setting themselves up in this booming industry have proved beyond reasonable doubt that they can contribute to all facets of this economy, as shown by the Chidanikas of Gweru in the Midlands province. We take another short commercial break. Please stay tuned in for more. It is the government's vision to achieve an upper middle class economy by the year 2030, and its young entrepreneurs such as Enoch Chidanika, who have an eye for business, who are set to help Zimbabwe achieve this perceived vision. In the last part of this episode, we saw how Enoch's business is assisting those from institutions of higher education by providing industrial attachment places for students and even employing the qualifying ones once openings avail themselves. Now we would like to see how the Gweru-based construction company has formed synergies with those who provide support services to their industry. Our team spoke to Walter Tirivadu, an architect whose experience in the industry has come in handy during the formative stages of the construction company.
We draw plans from residential, commercial and industrial. So far in Gweru, we have done most of the premises for these Chinese guys. We also specialize in double storage building. We do 2D plans, which is what you see on paper, and 3D plans, which is a sort of the actual visualization after the drawing. And we can also produce videos of the house afterwards, after we've done the plans. Most of contractors vanotanga project amapedzi vanenge vatotsinga avari kutotanga maprojects vachipedzi. Vatanga project muridzi wemba anoona neperformance yacontractor atamira sei, but so far maprojects avo ari kupedza. Kashoma kuona macontractors anopedza mabasa akawanda anozongodzimba because anenge achiita aba mari or something, but so far their record is exceptional. Vakatanga vasitori namapepa, but zvino vakatoregister, takatotarisa vanga sitori nayo registered company, vakatoregister I think it's last year. But one registered company, and I think we could not in process to register on a price and so forth. Sandutono atoli potential because my contractors are under the most Midlands are atoli na kama paper. And our ones to work in my tenders. Pass number paper, I know it can do to city council, one register my builders and it. Cannot register my builders. Muno one amushika my paper was to they don't care about our person professionalism. So at the end of the day, when my paper obviously running when you got the extra cost, can you cover that insurance? So I was not paper to panic an increased risk. It's supposed to be on our paper. even mukatasa munongwe mukatasa mabasa kwandatoona munara ari mapepa. For example, when I'm not with UK, I'll talk to a person in Zimbabwe. I don't talk to them on my paper and talk about company profile, my company document, and was an ambassador and so forth. And like as my paper. Because my van, I told my professionals outside the country. And my paper, I get out and I need to think it's like a Chinese. Plus, I'm going to do this business. Man, just my paper, I'm going to teach them one out to my Shandra. And my paper, I'm still tanga to trade. Abantu vanonyora na contract yacho inenge ine ma-kills out areas kuti vachishashama kutarisira chii. Unlike asina mapepa vanotokuda mari yakati. Saka challenge kuchenda nemi asina mapepa pakusungisana ipa panogona kunetsa because panenge pasina chamakavimbisana at the end of the day. Experience is the best teacher. Because wangopinda muindustry uchingoti ndingangoita zveconstruction usinambobvira wangoita anything. Ndipo watanga uchivaka uchipeta zvivakaziva zvakapenda. So at least I recommend most of my clients to them because of their track record and their reliability.
Those in the low-income groups have also benefited a lot from the Build Now, Pay Later schemes they have been offered by our entrepreneur.
Takavakirwa imba yedu navachidanhika vakativakira imba yedu from the very beginning. Tanga tisina kana idea kuti tovaka sei imba yedu, asi ivo ndivo vakamira nesu. Nasi tiri kugara muimba yakanaka chaizvo. Tanga tisina kana kumbovaka anything. Ndivo vakatozotibatsira nepashoma patinapo. Ndivo vakatozotisimudzira imba yedu kuti isvike pairi nhasi.
Mashoko ekurudzira mungade kupa kuna vamwe vasina mari vanoti handina mari ndine kamusika. Handiwani mari mazuva ese ndiwana tumari tushoma maybe $10 pazuva asi ndoda kuvakirwa imba yangu vanodii?
Iyoyo $10 iyoyo yakatowanda nokuti mukataurirana nemari shoma iyoyo muchivapa mari shoma iyoyo muchitutsira kusvika yawanda vanokwanisa kutomisa mudhuri. Vanhu vanotokwanisa kubatsira vanhu vakawanda kuti vamise dzimba dzavo.
I am a client of Mr. Chidanikire. Mr. Chidanikire is a supplier of materials, building for houses and construction. He assisted me on this project He assisted me generally from drawing the plan right up to the product I'm standing on right now, where he actually built up to the slab at this current stage. Mr. Chidanikire has been very, very helpful with this company. They have been very, very helpful because they have assisted me, low-income employee, to manage to build a house up to such a stage, which is very difficult for a normal working-class gentleman. So the company has been very, very helpful to me in the sense that when I approached him with this project, Mr. Chidanikire gave me the floor to open up on my abilities in terms of paying finance and also paying for the materials. Chidanikire assisted me in everything. As you can see, the big stand that's here, it's very expensive to build in today's standards, but they have managed to cut down costs for me in terms of how much I can pay per month and how much material I can afford. And up to date, this is the level I've managed to reach with a low-income employee as my own. Big companies are very hard to approach. They're difficult to approach because their client base is mostly big and well-established companies. Now, Midlands Construction Company is taking the lowest employee and they are offering services that will suit the pocket of such an individual. So I find that he is filling that gap of large companies because most companies will not help a first-time house builder like myself. But Mr. Chidanikire will take you in, sit down with you, and he'll offer you a personal service. We all have a dream to own a house. And if we look at our finance and what we earn, we will never be able to afford it. Sometimes we have to take the plunge. But taking the plunge is having the best advice.
Any venture that is called a business grows from honesty and delivery of the said goods and services that you would have gone out to provide, like we have just heard from our Gweru-based giant. We hope you have been motivated by this week's Awakening Giant and that you are now putting those ideas onto their wheels to ensure your contribution to the revival of our economy as a people. We, however, have come to the end of this edition of Zimbabwe, the Awakening Giant. Until next time, same place, same station, pleasant viewing.